Welcome to Spoofers, the podcast where we talk about random things.
All right, welcome to the next episode of Spoofers Lounge. I'm your host, Michael Colaluca. Got a solid sidekick here today. Gonna introduce you to man. His name is Rodney, also known as the man with the JBL speaker with the microphone, able to show up at a party anytime, anywhere. And I don't have to say that he is probably deemed Ellis County's most interesting man. And I can't really top a whole lot of that. Ellis County has a lot of people. And so, Rodney, welcome. Thank you for coming to the show, man.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Heck yeah, man. Obviously met you a couple years ago. And, man, I just have to say that, first meet you, hey, awesome, handsome-looking man, over here at the Railport Brewery. And, show up, had a motorcycle colors on, showed up, had a Harley parked out front. And I was like, man, this is a guy right here, And I was like, man, then I got to hear the story and go through everything else. I was like, man, this guy has lived. And, then, of course, everyone here, you see, everyone has a story. But I'll have to say that through all my years, your story has definitely topped every single thing I've ever came across, So, man, I was just, you super interesting life, overcame struggles, overcame almost every single curveball that's been thrown at you in life. And, man, it's a very inspiring story. You really come back and think about it, you hear this wild stuff, like, man, this guy is he's been through a lot. You're like, damn, this guy's still here, and he's right here with us, So, yeah, man. But yeah, let's if you want to start talking, man, I want to hear about where Rodney came from,
Right on, I've bounced around the Metroplex growing up. Never went to the same school for more than 1 year at a time. My parents bought houses and we moved every year. When I was younger, I had to find out who the toughest kid was in my class, and I found out who it was, and I kind of had to smack him around a little bit so I could fit in. But when I got in the 6th grade, I found out there's a kid named Terry Richardson, and he was the guy. Well, I did like I did in years past, but the problem was girls were noticing boys at this time, and Terry Richardson was all the girls' favorite. And me beating him up didn't do me much favor that year, So I had to recover the rest of the year, before I could really even talk to girls. That's 12 years old. That's when you start to do it.
Yeah, right.
Back then it was, at least,
Yeah, for sure.
But but then moved on to junior high, and was a good kid. Played some football and some baseball and stuff. And moved on into high school, started getting in a little bit of trouble, and that's when the old man told me how to check out the Army.
Yeah, right.
I didn't really want to check out the Army, but to make my parents happy, I figured I'd go see the recruiter.
Yeah.
And when I went in there, they got a video of guys jumping out of airplanes, and I told them, I said, if you can get me doing that, I'll sign up right now. We used to sit out in the backyard of my grandparents' house in Duncanville and watch the reservists jump out of helicopters.
Right.
And I decided if I can do that, I'd do it. And 30 days later, I joined this man's Army.
Well, hell yeah.
17 years old, I went through basic training, jump school, parachute rigger school, and was at Fort Bragg a month before I turned 18 years old.
So pretty much you're just like, hey, I'm going to the recruiter. You see the guy, hey, if you can get me to jump out of an airplane, I'll sign right now.
Yeah, that's it. He said, well, let's go take the test first, see what you can do. And I stayed out all night before I took the test. The recruiters banging on the door. I didn't want to get up, but I went and took the test, and they said I could do anything I wanted to do in the Army. So 2 or 3 days later, I went to the MEP station, and I could have either been in airborne, I could have either been a nuclear bombing specialist, or I could be a parachute rigger.
Mm-hmm.
And at 17 years old, I thought nuclear bombing specialist meant I'd be in some silo in Nebraska in a cornfield,
right,
to push a button. I didn't know what that was, but
right.
I figured packing parachutes, I'd get to be in the 82nd Airborne. That's what I wanted to do, It's kind of like the old John Wayne movies and stuff,
Hell yeah. Jump out of some planes, get to see some cool stuff, right?
That's where I went. Yeah, and then I was at Bragg for about 9 months, and I ended up in the hospital. My hands and feet were really messed up, and they couldn't handle it there, so they sent me to Walter Reed Army Medical Center. I spent another 3 months in a hospital bed there. Then I spent 6 months in rehab, kind of medical hold, waiting to get out, and they gave me my disability, and I got out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Okay. So,
and that's stage there. I'm 19 years old right there.
okay. Man, that's still pretty awesome to be like, hey, you get me out of an airplane.
Oh yeah.
I'm signing this on the dot. You know, you don't hear
Yes.
people doing that no more.
No,
You
no,
know.
no. It's good stuff. So I got out of the army and everything, and life hits you fast there, because I didn't have to do nothing. I didn't have to watch for nothing. I didn't have to be my own boss or anything.
Yeah.
They provided my clothes, they provided my food, they provided everything.
Right.
So, so I went from my parents, pretty much to some more parents, just the military.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And when I got out, I bounced around a little bit, waited some tables, ended up being a bouncer a couple times, and then the bad stuff started.
Right.
Old buddy from junior high was selling narcotics,
Right.
methamphetamines, and before I know it, I was selling it,
Uh-huh.
making a lot of money,
Right.
and people started getting in trouble around me. So I decided not to sell anymore. But by that time, I had an addiction.
I hear you.
And it was took 14 years of my life away from me.
Yeah.
But I went to work every day. I had a son when I was 28.
Okay.
But I paid my child support, did all that. My old man never did.
Uh-huh.
But I
Right.
was 37 years old. I decided to move to Waco, get away from everybody, and another new life change. And it's been 20 years since I've done any of that stuff.
Okay.
I like my toys, my motorcycle, my guns and stuff now.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
Like go places, do stuff. We went fishing down
Right.
the coast
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah. Went down to a coast, went did some fishing. Yeah. Right.
I love Port Aransas.
Right.
I just got back from a trip to Idaho, going on a brewery tour.
Right.
Several states. That was a good time.
That is pretty much just load up the pickup and shagged ass.
Just go, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So
that's living right there.
it's
though,
good
really
life
thinking
now,
about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody looks at, man, you're always somewhere. You're always somewhere.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I like it.
Yeah. I mean, if you're able to, hey, let's go see the country. Let's go see what this is all about. Not a lot of people do that, man. It's so many people that they won't even just venture out where they were born. I mean, how many people do you know that like, hey, I was born in Dallas and I stay in Dallas and that's where I'm going to die at in Dallas.
They've never left the state of Texas.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, heck, there's some people that I know that are actually in the Cedar Creek area, and they think Dallas is a 2-day drive, and they never leave.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm all about it. Next year, I'd like to go maybe stay in a tree house in Tennessee or something like that.
Heck yeah.
So
Heck
I'm gonna
yeah.
go to Czech Republic first though next year.
That'd be pretty sweet.
That's on the list. Go to Prague, ride motorcycles in Europe.
Yeah.
So
hell yeah, that'd be awesome, man. I would love to go do the Isle of Man, or at least watch it. I don't have nearly the skill set or or the testicular fortitude to drive one of those things during the Isle of Man. But man, I'll definitely go.
Right on.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, but going back like past after the military. I mean, obviously it isn't just you, but it's so many like people when they leave the military. You're told how to dress. You're told what to do. You have every single minute of your life planned out.
Yeah.
And then whenever you leave the military, it is just that. There you go. You're free, and people don't. It's a life-changing event.
I was lost.
Yeah.
I was sleeping on my parents' couch bed the first night I got out, and I cried like a baby.
Yeah.
I didn't know what tomorrow was going to bring.
Right. I
It was
mean,
the first time waking up. Now, I came home for leave and everything, but I was going back.
sure, you knew what was expected. Hey, I'm coming back for
This
4 or 5
time,
days, and
I don't know what's happening,
right.
I had a little RX-7 there in North Carolina, and come find out, it got stolen while I was in D.C. in the hospital.
Uh-huh.
So here I am back in Texas, no car.
Right.
Got some savings and stuff, but no real aspirations or what's going to happen.
Sure.
But, so I bought a motorcycle, and that's when I started riding motorcycles then, and I found a job in Duncanville, rode back and forth, and
Heck yeah.
cut across right there off 20 and
Joe Pool.
no, not Jump Pool, the one on the other side of the highway before the mountain Peak.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mountain Peak, and you ride across that bridge, and some mornings the fog would be so thick, you just you're just riding into it. So
Right.
if there's a dead car there or something like that, you're gonna hit it. Kind of like in Days of Thunder when he's coming around the corner through the smoke.
Oh yeah, right,
He
yeah,
just has
yeah.
to gas it and just go. You know, I
Right,
remember.
right. You
it'd
just
be-
kind of grit your teeth and go.
Yeah, it'd be freezing cold. So that was my first thing I was telling myself. I'm gonna work this job until I buy a car. I gotta get off this motorcycle. It's main transportation, and it's
Right.
not working. You know, but.
But obviously, heck, you're wearing your colors now. I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
for sure.
it's got to definitely rock the motorcycle.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know, I
for
mean,
sure.
it makes just going errands. You know, as long as you can have something to carry with,
Yeah, exactly.
makes it exciting. You know,
Exactly.
until it's 110 outside, and
Yeah,
you're
it's-
melted to the seat.
It's hot out there, and I'm on it today.
Yeah, right, right. So, all right. So we heard the story. You know, military, get out of the military. When did LeBears come in?
Okay, so let me think here. I would have been 21 years old.
Okay,
I was waiting tables at Poncho's,
okay.
and I met
Where
a guy-
where you raised the flag?
yeah, where you
Okay,
raised the flag,
yep.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And a guy came in there and he said, "Man, how's Poncho's paying you and everything?" I said, "Well, it's paying pretty good, you know." And he said, "Well, I got a position open, waiting tables, serving drinks at the Mill Strip Club in North Arlington."
Right.
I said, "Really?" I said, "Well, you know, first off, I don't know what I had to wear, you know."
That right.
And he said, "Well, you know, you can wear some Z Cavaricis. I know I'm reaching way back on those.
Right.
But, cummerbund and tuxedo shirt and bow tie." I
So
said,
you didn't have to rock a banana hammock or
I didn't
nothing
have
like
to
that?
No, I didn't have to do
Okay.
none of that.
Okay, right on.
So I said, "Yeah, I'll do that. I'll go give that a shot."
Yeah, right.
And so I started waiting tables there and everything. And this was a little bit before the methamphetamines, but
Uh-huh.
there's other things that I could get myself a hold of. And the deal was, if you were waiting tables, and let's say you had a tray full of drinks, and of course they're all overpriced,
Right, for
but
sure.
you got to pay for them.
Uh,
The money you start with in the day,
Uh-huh.
you buy those first drinks, and then when the ladies pay you back, that's your money, you know. And then each time you buy, and the tips come to you. So if you're carrying a tray full of drinks that has $100 on it, one of those dancers bumps into you, anybody bumps into you, spill them, that's on you. That's your
Oh,
cost.
no kidding.
You gotta
So,
buy them. But
oh, wow.
I had something on the dancers that if they bump into my drinks, they better pay for them. They're not going to get any ecstasy after when the night's over.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
So they
'cause that-
couldn't have any
I was-
extracurriculars.
yes,
Okay,
yeah,
I hear you. Yeah.
I was in their wheelhouse. But yeah, we do after parties and stuff. You know, at the end of the night when they turn on the lights, you know, the dancers would be like, "Show us what you got, show us what you got," and they'd pick out who's going to go. And you know, all the dancers had cool houses and stuff, pools
Right.
and stuff. And we'd go have after parties at one of the dancers'
I
houses.
could see where those
yeah.
can get pretty wild.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could definitely
sure.
see. 'Cause I guess with all, well, heck, probably this is probably what, late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah, late 80s.
Okay.
Late 80s, early 90s, for sure. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, late 80s, early 90s. And, you know, all the guys, all my buddies are like, "Oh, those guys are gay. All those guys are gay."
Right.
Well, I was at the parties. I didn't see any gay stuff going on. Not that I have any problem with gay people at all, but
Right.
there wasn't any gay stuff going on at any of the
For
parties
sure.
I was
I
at,
told,
you know.
yeah, I was going to say,
Right.
like late 80s, early 90s, it isn't quite definitely not quite as, you know, as accepting as I think, say, times are now.
No,
And
no,
so
it's
I would imagine, yeah, at the working at a strip club, it was all ladies for the most
Yeah,
part
it
there.
got a little wild. Yeah, it
I
got
can
a little wild for sure.
I can only imagine how
Yeah,
wild that's just.
for
Oh
sure.
my gosh, that'd
For
be
sure.
yeah.
Good times for sure.
No, I can,
You know,
I
and
can only imagine.
I got to where I could smell credit cards, you know, almost, you know.
Uh-huh.
You wanted to do bachelorette parties.
Okay, yeah,
You know,
right,
and if the mom was there at the bachelorette party, that's the one you wanted to have.
right.
And I remember one time there's a bachelor party I was helping, and the mom she was very well endowed.
Okay, copy
And,
that.
and
Yeah,
I'm sitting there looking at the well endowment, looking at her boobs, and I'm passing the drinks to the people while keeping my eyes on her boobs.
right.
And she's like, "Sir, my eyes are up here. You know, that's just rude. You're doing that." And I told her, I said, "You know what? I don't think it's that rude. And the reason being is because you're absolutely hanging out of your shirt. Now, what if I have some pants that had some ball cleavage going on? Would you be able to look at me in my eyes?" And she said, "I never thought about it like that. Nobody's ever brought it up to me like that."
Yeah, right.
And that was like a $250 tip from that lady.
Oh, well, heck yeah, you know.
The party was good.
That's a
didn't
damn
mean-
good tip back in the late 80s, you know.
And
I mean, even now.
I didn't mean to, put her in her place necessarily, but it came off the cuff and it worked.
Right.
It worked, and she was happy with what I told her.
Hey, I mean, sometimes,
She didn't say anything else about me looking at her boobs the rest of the night.
Right. I mean, heck, I mean, if you know you're at a male strip club, I mean, and that it isn't just a male strip club, but you're at a strip club, period.
Yeah, and you're
But
flaunting them. You're flaunting them.
what do you expect? You know, like I mean,
Exactly.
you're there. It's,
Exactly. What are you doing there anyway? You're looking at half-naked men.
Exactly.
Yourself. And
Exactly.
then you have an issue with somebody looking at your boobs.
Right. It's like she's almost trying to sell herself as a you know
Exactly.
trying to get some more attention to what the
a picture
dancers
to go
are.
home or something. You know?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, for sure. Okay, so that puts us. Okay, so we got, late '80s. We're in the '90s now, and obviously you went down down a dark path.
That's where the methamphetamine started. Yeah,
and man, I will say that, I can't say for absolutely every single person I ever met, but you're an exception to the rule because most people that I've ever met that ever got, on that drug,
right,
you almost write them off.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's just to say,
yeah.
hey, I did it and I came off. That's a feat, man.
I've still got friends from the '90s that still have issues with it today.
Yeah, I mean that is impressive. Like that takes such a level of commitment and such a level of like, hey, yes, I did something terrible and I got to change my life around, dude. That's
it's a mouthful of teeth to go now.
Right.
Now I got these pretty chompers now.
Hey man, them things are some pearly whites.
The ones that God gave me aren't there no more.
That's all right.
Due to the grinding and it causes a I can't remember what the deficiency is, calcium deficiency.
Okay.
And it chews away at your teeth. So.
Right.
I had 14 left whenever I got them all pulled out. So.
Oh man, but it's heck even like we've been driving around. So you go to Oklahoma and all of a sudden you see these billboards and it used to be like, don't do drugs. You had the DARE signs when you were a kid.
Sure.
But even when I was a kid, you had to, DARE, stay away from drugs. Now it's not even that anymore. It just says, just don't do meth.
Right.
We don't care what you do, just don't do meth.
Do meth.
Yeah.
That was the one.
Yeah, meth, and then, was it the fentanyl that all the people are...
Right.
Yeah, now it's just, please don't do meth, don't do fentanyl.
Right.
Hey, we even have dispensaries now,
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, please just don't do that. You're good on.
Smoke pot, you're okay, but don't do the rest of it.
Yeah, exactly,
It's not a lie. It's not a lie for sure,
No, and, I think it's only a matter of time before the entire country gets on board of just like, hey, we're going to legalize, pot,
Right, it should.
I mean, I will agree.
Money-wise, I think, there's an industry there that seems to be really profitable. I mean, for California, Colorado, Missouri, and the other states that are doing it at risk under scrutiny of federal law, if they came down on them, that it would be wrong.
Right.
But the tax revenues that it brings proves different.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise the federal government wouldn't allow them to do it. I'm sure the feds are getting plenty of money from those states' tax revenue that they kind of just overlook it.
Oh, yeah, because I'm sure that the state has to pay some kind of money to the federal government.
Right, exactly.
And it just... but also, state law trumps federal law.
Yeah.
So that's how they're able to get away from it. But also, as soon as someone transports it across state lines, it becomes a federal ordeal.
And if you notice, you don't hear... And I've been to some dispensaries in Colorado and Missouri. I don't see armed guards or anything like that, but... You don't hear a lot of dispensaries getting broken into and robbed and stuff.
I will be with you. I haven't heard none of that.
I mean,
stuff,
they might, but I don't know. But you don't hear about it, because I mean, they don't take any cash.
Right.
You've got to. They have a little bit of cash, so the times that I've been, let's say, so I just went to Missouri and I bought some cream for my knees and stuff, and it's 500% THC, 500% CBD. And it was like $58 and my total was like 61 something.
Okay.
And what they did is I gave my debit card, and they charged me $65, and they gave me back a little bit of change because they got to hit a certain number with it. So they don't take cash there or anything. So there might not be a reason for, most criminals want money. They don't want to go in there and rob your marijuana. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah.
I mean, it seems like a legit business. I mean, people rob banks and rob stores and convenience stores and smash and grab at jewelry stores, but I haven't heard any smash and grabs at
I will
dispensaries.
I'll say I have not heard of one either.
Maybe they're all mellow. They just want their bud. They don't.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe they go do something like, hey man, just give me a fix to get because they got a couple of gummies to send him on his way.
There you go.
Yeah,
exactly.
I can see that. Yeah, I get stuck up. Yeah, hey, we're just gonna give you a couple of gummies.
It's weird how it works like that.
Right. So Okay, so this is all right. So going back, um, move to Waco, change your life.
Yeah, I moved. I moved to. Well, it's actually Belmead, north of Waco.
Okay,
So, and I met a guy named Jamie Carlisle,
okay,
and I told him, man, I moved down here to get this job and to get off dope. And
uh huh,
he said, man, you just moved out of the pot into the frying pan. But if you hang out with me and my buddy Will, you'll be okay.
yeah,
And Jamie's now my best friend in life. Me and him make moonshine together. His wife makes sparkling, non-sparkling cider. It's essentially wine.
okay,
But I tell you what, I met a group of people down there. They're called O-Fivers.
okay,
And they're tight knit community.
uh huh,
My buddy Benny Doss, his brother Bubba, and his brother-in-law Bubba Tate, they're just like family instantly.
sure,
Instantly, they take care of me. You know, I'm a 05er because of not by birth, but by the people down there that love me.
okay,
And I mean, these all these guys, a lot of these guys were all ex dope dealers. Jamie was a cook, one of the best cooks in that area,
uh huh,
and he had just got out of prison when I met him. He's a pipe fitter just like myself, a foreman, but he couldn't get his driver's license. So
right,
I essentially had a fitter in the truck with me versus a helper.
okay,
And you know, we get off work and we go to the bar and we drink beer and everything. And you know, it was about 3 months later. I was sitting there with another guy, John Lambert, and I asked him when Jamie got up to go to the restroom. I said, "Man, Jamie told me about this. If I hang out with him and a guy named Will, that I'd be fine." You know,
right,
and I don't know who this Will guy is. When am I going to meet this Will guy? And John Lambert said, "Man, Will ain't a guy, man. It's Will Power."
oh yeah,
He said, "If you hang out with him and Will Power is what he's talking about."
right,
And you know, it's worked. It's stuck.
Hell yeah.
I could name off name after name after name. I could call one of them right now and tell them I need $100 and I need you to bring it to me, and they bring it.
right,
You know, I mean, I stopped through there yesterday on the way to watch you race.
okay, yeah,
You know,
right,
you know, I got a key to Jamie's house.
uh huh,
You know, him and his wife Joan are some of the best people in the world.
right on,
And you
right
know, all
on,
of them down there, you know, took me in like family. And there have been some tragedies down there. You know, we lost my friend Anita Baker. They were out at the bar and a guy got mad, spun out of a truck and hit her and killed her.
oh
You
man,
know, this is coming up on year 10, I believe, this year.
uh huh,
Her husband Chuck is a really, really good friend of mine.
okay,
He just got remarried a couple years ago to an awesome lady, Shanna.
okay,
And just, I mean, I'd love to say everybody's name down there, but it'd be a long list.
Right.
That's how tight those people are. But to be an 05er and you know, I had an 05er sticker on my truck or on my WRX. And I was at a gas station, the Walmart in Midlothian, and these two young kids come up and said, "Hey, do you know the unofficial mayor of Belmead, Texas?" I said, "Yeah, I damn sure do." It's a buddy of mine, Cody Daniels. He races at Heart of Texas Speedway. He won the championship a couple years ago.
okay,
There's always a joke that he was going to be the mayor of Belmead. Belmead doesn't have a mayor.
oh really,
No, they don't. But
Okay.
Cody just got elected to city council of Lacey Lakeview this year. So
okay, right on,
Cody's about 44 years old. He retired from working for the city,
okay,
and
yeah,
now he's a city councilman.
okay,
He's about 6'7",
uh huh,
big old boy.
yeah,
But
right,
Car racer. His daughter runs cars now too.
oh okay,
So, yeah,
right on,
So, but yeah, that's a heck of an area to move to get off of drugs like I was on.
right,
And I moved out. I absolutely moved out of the pot right into the frying pan. But I met the best people in the world that I could have been around. I mean, all by chance. You know what I mean?
for sure,
You
for
know,
sure,
I mean, I was at Life's End when I packed everything in my car. I had enough money to fill up the tank. And my cousins had told me, just move down here with us.
yeah,
And, you know, 3 or 4 days later, I had a job making more money than I was making up here.
yeah,
And it's crazy because, you know, a lot of people have withdrawals and everything. It's bad and everything, but it just went away.
right,
It just left.
right,
You know, and I thought at that time, 2005, so my son was 9 years old. Or about to be 9. I pulled him aside and I told him, I said, you know, Daddy's going to move down to Waco. And you
Yeah.
know where I'm going. I said, we've been down there. And but I'll come back and get you on the weekends and stuff. But Daddy's got drug problems. I got to go.
right,
And I'm gonna go down there and straighten myself up. And I'll be better because of it, and you'll be better off too because I'm doing this. And I still remember his family asked me, "Why would you tell your son that?" I told him, I said, "Because as soon as I left, you'd tell him."
yeah,
And it's better coming from me than from y'all.
Oh, for sure.
You
For
know,
sure.
And that's just, and it worked out. It worked out. My son's be 29 in September. He knows everything about it.
Okay.
He knows the whole 9 yards, and he knows the struggle, but
And that's tough,
we're both better because of it.
That's, hey, as long as both came on the positive side of it,
Oh yeah.
that's,
Oh yeah.
that's,
I was able to spend more money on him.
For sure.
He had the best of football equipment, the best of baseball equipment, that kids could have.
Right.
Damn sure wouldn't happen if I was,
Oh
still
yeah.
using
If you're on,
that, you know.
if you're on the dope, only thing you're thinking about is trying to get your next fix. Trying to get, hey,
Exactly.
let's,
Chasing it.
Yeah,
Chasing
you're
it all the
chasing
time.
it. You might,
Yeah.
you might make just incredible amounts of money. Obviously when you're dealing, it's so much easier to make money.
Oh, yeah, for
dirty,
sure.
dirty money is so much easier to come across than
Sure it is.
clean hands
Sure it is.
or
And
clean money.
That's the thing people ask me all the time. How can you walk up to somebody and never met them before and tell them your story, tell them what you used to do? And I just tell them, I said, because there's people out there that need to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, for
There's
sure.
people right now sitting around right now. They're. I mean, I don't know if it's likely or how likely it might be that somebody might listen to this podcast that is sitting there in the same situation I was with no hope whatsoever.
Right.
Well, there is hope. Maybe this might be a little hope for them. That's why I don't care what anybody thinks about me.
Right.
I could care less.
Yeah.
I got good friends. Michael, you're one of them.
No, I appreciate it, man. Yeah.
And I'm proud to have the friendships I have.
Right.
I mean, I got friends from high school still. We still hang out all the time.
And like what's going on with that, let's take last night for instance. This is like how much you care about your friends and family. You drove all the way out to Rysel,
Yeah.
middle of nowhere to this one,
Yeah.
bumfuck dirt track,
Right.
middle of nowhere to come see, come watch me race.
Right.
And you're gonna realize like, oh hey man, Jimmy Rochelle's have her birthday going on.
Right.
I'm gonna drive an hour and 45 minutes back.
Right.
And I'm gonna go hang out with him.
Right.
I'm gonna grab my JBL speaker with my mic. I'm gonna go walk in with singing the Juggalo,
Yeah.
and we're gonna.
I walked in seeing the fireman last night.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, Joe Straight. Yeah. Rochelle was messed up, boy.
I could, you know what? I could see that.
Yeah, it's for 55th birthday.
Oh man, so yeah, I mean, as you should,
Oh, you should.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a secure environment, your own house, your own backyard. Why not?
Yeah, and, if I make it to 55, I'll probably be the same way.
There you go. Not if, when. I'll be there. We'll do some quail egg shots.
You know what? The quail egg shot is where it's at.
Yes, sir.
That
Yes,
is
sir.
that is where it's at. But no, it just goes to show you, like, hey man, that's how much you view, hey, my family, my friends. 'Cause obviously your family. Whenever you drove up,
Sure.
what was it? A few weeks ago up to Missouri, right, to go do your family reunion.
My uncle passed away in Missouri.
That's right. It was an uncle's funeral. That's right.
My family reunion was in Glen Rose a couple weekends ago.
That's right.
I've been doing that. I've been in charge of that reunion for, I think, coming on 10 years. This year's going to be the 80th consecutive family reunion, oldest one in Somerville County.
Wow.
I think I'm going to do it, and I'm going to see if I can find somebody to take my place to run it from.
Okay.
Out. Let the younger crowd go with it.
Understood. Yeah. Yeah.
Get a little bit stressful making sure we need to get about $1,800 every year collected, so
right.
everything's paid for and put a little money back in the bank.
Okay. Right on it. Okay. I mean, my family, we didn't ever have a family reunion, but also I want to say like my close knit, like whenever my grandparents were around, they had a house in Lancaster. I have 7 aunts and uncles. And every Sunday, my grandmother would cook a meal. Everybody would go to grandma's house, and it was everybody. All the aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters. And it was like that every single day, and it was wild. Like, I mean, you think about it now, you're like, oh my god, a family gets together every week like that. It was
People
something.
don't do it no more.
Oh no, I mean, times did change some. But we get together on Christmas and Thanksgiving now, and it just goes to think about it, like, I was tell my wife, is like, heck, it was every week.
Yeah.
We got together, and it was a big Italian meal,
Oh, yeah.
It was.
I'd like to have been invited to one of those.
Man, it was some good eating.
I bet.
It was some good eating. Oh, man, it was really good eating. Yeah.
There in Ovilla, there's a little Shell station there on Ovilla Road on 664, right there at the cross section where the town of Ovilla is. But the 3 houses right after that, just north of that Ovilla Road, the first one was my great-grandmother and granddaddy.
Okay.
The next was an aunt and uncle, and the one after that is an aunt and uncle. And then up there on the corner, there's a little, not really 2-story, but house, it looks like it is. That's where my dad and me and my 2 brothers live.
Okay.
They're all right there in that little area. There's a little post station across from Casaro's Winery. It's a little
Oh yeah,
post
yeah,
office
yeah,
cleaner.
yeah. I've
That,
seen it.
that,
Yes.
that used to be the Primitive Baptist church that I go to when I was little.
Oh
That
really?
church scared the dog shit out of me. It was hell, fire, and brimstone.
You're right.
But I knew that at the end of it, you got to hug all the girls, and they always had that good food.
Oh okay, right on.
And where the snow cone stand is, everything, it's all grass right there when I was a kid. We'd all go out there and play football, and everybody, church was over, but nobody left.
Yeah.
You know, nobody left. We all stayed and got to play with our friends and our cousins or whatever.
Yeah,
and
right.
eat and everything, you know.
Heck yeah.
Now, church kicks out, everybody's
Right.
on their own business,
Like I grew up going to a Catholic church, right here in Lancaster, and yeah, I want to say at first, I never took part of it because it was immediately like, I was with my dad. We went to early church. It was mass at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
9 o'clock, we're out the door. 9:30, we're at the house. I'm changing my clothes.
Yeah.
We got shit to do. It's time to go to work.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
There was none of that. But there was, the few times I actually was able to stick around. It was kind of wild. But this was, gosh, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And you go there, and it's just wild how, the camaraderie back then and then now it almost seems like it doesn't really exist anymore. But I will say, whenever I was younger, I went to my wife's church, and I swear it's still a cult. Like, I've never seen so many people, the only way I can describe it was a cult, and I was scared to drink the juice whenever they pass it around.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's this cracker they're trying to put on my tongue?
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm good on this one. We're gonna go ahead and pass it on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's funny. It's not funny that you said you're Catholic. When I went in the Army, they asked you a denomination and everything. I didn't know, even at 17 years old, I didn't know what denomination was.
Right.
I mean, I knew there was Baptist. I knew there was Catholic. My grandpa was Catholic. He was. My grandpa was French.
Okay.
He came over from France. I don't know exactly when, but he grew up in Canada, and then they moved to the United States. My grandpa joined the Navy real young. He was in World War II.
Okay.
By 21 years old, he was a chief petty officer. He's chief of mess on submarines and then on ships. He actually fed Doolittle the morning. He actually did the meal for Doolittle the day that they took off and did the bombing run on Japan, the first bombing run, not the atomic bombs.
Right.
But when they took off and they weren't sure they were going to be able to make it back gas-wise. So
Right. Oh, wow. That's interesting.
My brother has every document of everything he's on. He was sunk twice.
Uh-huh.
And the second time he was sunk, I believe there was only 3 or 4 of them left.
Oh, wow.
And this being in 41, 42, 43, somewhere in there.
Right.
My mom wasn't born until 47, so if he wouldn't have made it through that,
Rodney might not be here now.
You'd have a blank co-host today. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, so.
So you said that he came from Canada?
Yeah, my grandpa did.
Okay.
Yeah, French Canadian. His last name was Chenard.
Okay.
You say it in France, it's I believe it's Chouinard. But the whole town up there, I think it's somewhere near Ontario, or maybe don't count me on that. But
sure.
You had Chenard Drugs, Chenard Lumber, Chenard Hardware.
Okay.
So the whole town was Chenard.
Okay, so it was almost like a whole empire, family empire
sure.
of running the town. Okay.
And then my Uncle Johnny that just passed away. I just went to his funeral this year. He was a Navy man. My Uncle Jerry was a Navy man. My dad was Air Force. My other granddaddy, my dad's dad, was Coast Guard. And I think my Uncle Harold was Army, but everybody wanted me to go Navy or something like that. My Uncle Eddie was a Marine.
Right.
And I wanted to jump out of airplanes.
Right.
I didn't want to go in the Army.
Yeah, right.
I wrecked a buddy of mine's truck, and my parents tried to ship me off to my dad. My dad said no. When I came back, my stepdad said, I call him my stepdad. That's my dad.
Right.
That's my dad. I had a biological father, and then I had a dad.
Right.
And he said I ought to go talk to the Army, and it went there. I went and looked, and they're jumping out of airplanes, and that's what I wanted to do.
Man, it get your heart pumping though, wouldn't it? You get on the back of a plane, you're like, man, we gotta go. You get on the back of a plane to go parachute. Man, someone's about to have a bad day,
Oh yeah.
You're to get that level of commitment. You're like, hey, this person below me he's about to have a bad day.
And being 17, I was actually the youngest one in the class. They called me the keeper of the wings.
Okay.
I had to keep a silver pair of pewter wings underneath my left pocket inside, facing inside, but they had to be shiny at all times.
Okay.
If I ever messed up in a class of 500 in the jump school, and I'd do push-ups, the whole class had to do push-ups.
Yeah.
Well, when you do PT and everything, you had to do so many pull-ups before you started PE. Well, I can't do pull-ups. I couldn't do them.
Right.
I mean, I definitely can't do them today, but I couldn't do them then.
Right.
So every day I volunteered for the gig pit. So if you didn't do your pull-ups or something happened or whatever, you had to do your PT in the gig pit, which everybody else got to do it in grass. You had to do it in sawdust. So all day long you're going to wear that sawdust.
Right.
So I just acted like I was some hard charger. I'm 17 years old. I'm tough.
Right.
I'm going to do PT in the sawdust, and I won't get gigged. You get gigged twice in a week, you're out.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I just volunteered.
Right.
And I remember the last week, the black hat, they call our instructors black hats.
Uh-huh.
And he said, no, you're not doing that sawdust today, man. This is the last day of actual PT before next week will be jump school or jump week.
Yeah.
This is the last day of tower week. And we were all standing in formation, everybody in front of everybody. So I stood there, and the highest ranking sergeant and the highest ranking officer stood in front of the whole class every day.
Okay.
And this day, I saw the officer and the highest ranking NCO talking to a black hat and telling them, I don't know what they were telling him, but that black cat came over to me and started yelling me up and down, telling me I had French 40Js on my uniform, which French 40J on your uniform is a thread that's hanging or something.
Right.
Telling me I didn't shave and everything. I didn't shave. I was 17 years old. I didn't have no hair on my chin, but he still said I didn't shave.
Right.
Which I didn't because I didn't need to.
Right.
But he's yelling me up and down, and he told me to get down and do push-ups.
Right.
So I got down and do push-ups, and the whole class started out 500. There's only about 230 left, something like that.
Okay.
You know, we might have graduated near 50%, but all of them are down doing the push-ups with me, yelling, hollering. It's awesome, awesome time.
Right. Right.
But so, you know, being the youngest one, you know, and originally I wasn't the youngest one. There was a kid that was 2 weeks younger than me, but he broke his ankle or something in one of the training deals, so
Okay.
that bumped me up to keeper of the wings.
Sure.
So
That's pretty awesome, man.
another feather in my hat.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, that's
Another
right.
feather in my
Yeah.
hat.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I tried to get in the military. My family, all Air Force. You know, grandfather. I mean, every single person, you know.
Best food in the military.
But
Absolutely.
But I couldn't get into it, you know, because of my hands.
Right.
They wouldn't let me in. But man, I had my heart set on it going
Yeah.
to the bill. You know, oh my gosh, I had to
Yeah.
set going to the Air Force. I had to, you know.
Yeah, wasn't a thought in my mind going on.
No, but man, I
It
was.
worked out that way, though.
Yeah, I remember, you know, we'll tell him my wife, you know, because we were dating at the time. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
going to the Air Force. She's like, and at the time, you know, that was when Iraq was popping off real hard. You know,
Wow.
everything, and that's when. I think that's whenever you start seeing all the whole shit storm in the Middle East really
Sure.
start. Early 2000s, you know,
Right,
that's
right.
whenever, you know, you had 9/11, you had
For
all
sure.
this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, it could have always been, you know.
Well, I appreciate your desire at that timing right there. That's crazy.
No, I was ready to jump in,
Yeah,
you know.
that's awesome.
I mean, heck, you're young. You're like, man, we're going to go get somebody, you
That's
know.
awesome. That's awesome.
But yeah, go to it, get all this stuff, start going, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it ain't gonna happen, brother."
Nothing really happened when I was in. I think Gaddafi did something, and they did lock us down. And we packed every parachute in the 82nd Airborne. Packed
Okay.
every one of them.
Yeah.
The 82nd Airborne's 18 hours, wheels up anywhere in the world.
Right.
And we didn't know what was going on and everything. And I guess, you know, Reagan was our president at that time. God
Okay, yeah.
bless his soul.
Right.
And he sent some planes over there and dropped the little bombs on them. And they changed their tune, and you know, the red alert went down. You know.
It's funny that happens.
Right. And, you know, talking about Reagan, I was in the 7th grade. I was in my English class, Miss Wadlington's class, and they announced on the radio that Ronald Reagan had been shot. And I remember my mom telling me when she was a little girl, but she was in school when Kennedy got shot.
Oh wow.
And to be in the 7th grade, 12, 13 years old, and Reagan was president then. And then just, you know, 4.5 years later, I'm serving under, you know, one of my favorite presidents. He's my commander in chief.
Right. Right.
If I could have picked another one, I would serve under Trump. If Trump wanted me right now, I'd go right now.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
No,
if there
for
was
sure.
some special service or something that I could do and help this country under Trump, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Right on. Right
In a
on.
heartbeat.
Right on. No, I will say, doesn't it seem like how whenever you talk about like okay when you know he was shot, and then like how you know JFK was shot, and then now he recently when you know President Trump whenever he was shot, you know doing his oh gosh was he in Pennsylvania or something like
Yeah,
that?
it's Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Butler, Pennsylvania.
And it's just it almost I mean when Kennedy obviously he was assassinated,
Yeah.
but the stories now is still massive, you know, like the
Yeah.
Kennedy conspiracy. Sure. It's huge, you know.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest. Like you can go down so many rabbit holes
Yeah.
you know, anytime you want.
Yeah.
But
magically, this kid was cremated. There's no information, nothing. Nobody knows nothing.
yeah, like but it also just seems like the story isn't even as big as what it used to be anymore.
No.
Like
It's regular.
I remember I was up here at Railport having a beer.
Yeah.
I think we might even have had the race cars out front or something. Yeah, we did. We had the race cars up front. You know, helping advertise for the brewery.
Yeah.
And you get on there, you know, Trump has just been shot at. You know.
Yeah. I was down at the river in Millsap.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we were here. I was here. I had a couple of. I think I want to say I had some family members here. We're all you know looking at it like, oh my gosh, this was just shot. You know, this is crazy. And now you don't even hear nothing about it.
No.
It's like.
No.
Like 2 weeks later, everybody done forgot.
Yeah.
It's crazy, you know. It's.
But that man got up and he said, "Fight, fight, fight."
Yeah, he did.
You know what I mean?
Now I'm sure, probably another year or two down the road, you start seeing some more stuff getting revealed, and
Yeah.
it, you know,
Yeah.
because.
And then there was another attempt. A couple months later, you know, they found
Yeah,
out
there
about
was
the golf cart.
There sure was, and.
There were people rooting that on.
Yes.
Where do we live now, man?
It's.
What is this world we live in?
You're not going to agree with everybody.
No,
you know,
you're not going to.
I'm not going to. You know, you're not going to agree with everything I say.
No.
And likewise, you know.
No.
And that doesn't mean I'm going to shoot you.
No, it doesn't.
You know,
No,
it can
exactly.
be like I can be like, brother, I don't think you're quite right on this one, and we shake hands and we go about our way.
Sure.
But now it's just, oh, you say, oh, I don't believe in this. What you have to say, okay, well now you're my mortal enemy, and
Yeah.
you
See,
know.
and I get in conversations with that with people like that. And I know that people have different beliefs from me. They're Democrat. I'm Republican. That's fine. Bottom line, it takes two to tango.
Oh, for sure.
And it takes different things to make our country go. But they'll want to argue, and you'll see their veins popping on the side of their necks and stuff. And I'm like, man, you're gonna have a heart attack, you know. And I try to tell them, slow it down a little bit. And I tell them, I said, look here, when it all boils down, I'm right. And then they get so mad. And they say, well, so you're saying I'm wrong? I never said they're wrong. I just said I'm right.
Right.
Why can't they just be left?
Yeah, I hear you.
Why can't they just be left?
I hear you. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure.
You know, why do they have to be wrong? Do they feel like maybe somewhere deep down inside they might be wrong? I don't know. Just because I said I'm right, that's all I meant. I'm right.
I hear you. Yeah.
They can just be left, and we can just. It takes my right arm and left arm to drive my car. It takes my right arm and left arm to drive my motorcycle.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? So why can't people just be that way with each other?
Yeah, just know that.
I don't know.
Yeah, just know that. Hey, It takes both. It takes like left wing and right wing of the bird.
Sure.
Both have to fly. You know,
Right.
and I want to say that. Yeah, I'm not a very political person, but
Right.
I can see where there's both sides of the story. You know,
Sure.
like especially like all the immigration stuff that changes. You know.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even matter what. I mean, obviously it matters how you believe.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to take anything about that, but like if you look during, I suppose it Clinton,
Yeah.
he locked the borders down. He's
Sure
Democrat.
did. Sure did.
Okay, well the Republicans are like, oh no, we got to have our borders open.
Right.
So it.
And I didn't. And that's the craziest thing. You know, I'm definitely not a fan of Clinton now, but throughout Clinton, I worked all the time.
Yeah.
Now they try to say he balanced the budget, and he did balance the budget.
He did.
He shut down a lot of military installations to do so,
Right.
but he did balance the budget.
He
I
did.
don't have a problem with Clinton at all.
Right.
Now then, there's some people that have holes in their heads, and
You know.
magically now that makes me wonder. But when he was there, I didn't mind. Bottom line is, I got to get up and go to work tomorrow. Whoever's leading this country,
Yes.
I got to worry about me.
Yes.
And I think if more people worried about themselves than what they were doing in Washington, we'd be a lot better off.
Oh, absolutely.
We'd be a lot better off.
What happens in Washington? Yes, there is some stuff that passes that will affect us.
Yes, yeah.
But
It might be a difference in our paychecks or something.
yes.
But the bottom
And-
line is, you got to get that paycheck.
Absolutely, yeah. You're not going to get paid just by saying, "Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Orange Man is great, Orange Man's
is
bad,
Orange Man's
whatever."
good,
Yeah,
Biden's bad, whatever. It don't matter.
exactly. If you're just going there and you're just going on some, on your soapbox and saying that
Yeah.
and not going to work, well, you're not even a contributing member of
I had
society.
to work under Obama. I had to work under Biden and Trump and both Bushes.
Right.
And bottom line, I had to get up every morning and go to work.
Absolutely.
And I had to learn to, and for the longest time, I wasn't worried about me.
Right.
I was worried about the drugs.
Right.
And, but even then, even when I was worrying about the drugs, it didn't matter what people were doing in the office.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Well, that's less thing you worry about is, hey,
Yeah.
what is President X doing?
No,
what
not at all.
It doesn't, And even like whenever I go to work, first thing in the morning, I go to work, and I don't go look and see what whoever country does whatever, who does,
Right.
I mean, is it sad that there's turmoil in some parts of the world and people are losing their lives? Absolutely. Like,
Absolutely.
I don't wish ill on anybody.
No.
But
not at all.
I'm not going to lose my perspective of reality of having to go to work, or having to, hey, we're going to go have a beer with a friend, or
Right.
No, I'm not gonna lose sleep over that.
I'm gonna put my head on the same pillow every night.
Yep.
Try to wash the pillowcase every once in a while. But when I get up in the morning, my left leg goes in my left side of my jean, right leg goes in the right side of the jean.
Damn right.
It don't matter.
Damn right.
It
Yeah.
don't matter. Those jeans have to have a left side and a right side to work.
Right. Now, I will say, under the Trump administration, my paycheck was a little better compared to the Biden administration.
Yes.
And
I agree.
I will say that the press conferences weren't as fun, not hearing stories about corn pop and whatnot. Biden did offer that, but I had and of course, Biden, he did take over post-COVID, so I will give him that. The whole world is still, I mean, even still, the supply chain is just totally screwed.
It's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, like I came from the freight world, and it's just totally, I'm sure, like, pipe, with you, pipe fitting.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was times, just like with everyone else, it was hard to get some stuff.
It's still hard.
Yeah. And the stuff you get now is just garbage.
Yeah, it's hard to get American-made stuff.
Yes. American-made steel, like from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That was the steel, that's what, and then several, oh gosh, what was it, 20 years ago when it started coming out of China? Or was it longer than that?
Longer than that.
Okay.
Yeah, Nippon's going to buy the steel industry from Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're going to take over a lot of the steel industry. Hey,
Okay.
you brought up Pittsburgh. I mean, I might as well talk about the best football team in the NFL.
I mean, I'm not. I mean, I will. I'll play the other opposite side of the bird. I'll respectfully disagree on that one. But I was going to wonder, where did the Pittsburgh stuff? Do you just like, what the hell with the Cowboys?
Okay. I grew up here my whole life, and back when I was a kid, we got Sears catalogs, and in the Sears catalog, we got to open it up. We got to pick our one big toy that we wanted, and we got to pick a jacket. Well, me and my little brother always picked the NFL jackets.
Yeah.
And I remember the first one I got was a Washington Redskins jacket, because my mom had been on a plane with Joe Theismann and got me an autograph from Joe Theismann.
Okay.
So I thought I was going to be a Redskin fan. And then we moved to Duncanville from the colony, and that's when I lived next door to a kid named Chuck, and I can't remember the other boy's name. But one day, these two kids come over and we're playing football out in the yard. And one of them's name was Major, one of them's name was DeLon. Their last name was Green. Well, when their dad come to pick them up in a Lincoln Continental that he barely fit in.
Yeah.
Well, that was me and Joe Green.
Heck yeah.
And
right out of UNT. Heck yeah.
Right then, I became a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Right on.
And I have been since. I was 10 years old and 57 years old now. I got a big old Steeler tattoo. I went to a game last year for the first time.
You got you a terrible towel, right?
Oh, I've got handsfuls of terrible
Okay,
towel.
good.
I recently watched a video of John Claude Van Damme stretching on the deals doing that, and they had the Stick song on the back in the background going on, saying this is me stretching for the next 7 months, twirling my terrible towel.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so gonna try to go to the Army Navy game this year. If not, I'm gonna go see the Steelers play Green Bay in Pittsburgh. Working on getting the Army Navy tickets now. We'll see what happens.
That's awesome. Heck yeah. I'll say, me and Joe Green, he was part of the Steel Curtain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Them dudes were ruthless.
Number 75.
He was
him and L.C. Greenwood. Matter of fact, in the 7th grade, my jersey number was 68. My coach asked me why I wanted 68. I told him because of L.C. Greenwood.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah.
Back then, those weren't even really jerseys. These were heavy cotton long sleeve.
Right. Like
You
a
know.
3/4, but it went halfway down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Heck
Exactly.
yeah.
Solid though. You know, in the summer they were hotter than I'll get out.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Pittsburgh, you're up there. A lot of times you're playing in the cold.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, you had to be a man to play up there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. All right, man. So the motorcycle club you're in,
Yes, sir.
losers, right?
I'm a loser. Loser forever. Forever loser.
Heck yeah. So did you join that? So I mean, you okay? You were living in Bellevue, and I guess you moved back up this
I
way,
moved
right?
back up this way. Yeah.
And
I moved up here and lived with my son's Uncle Jeff. He's a master plumber, master med gas guy. I
Okay.
moved in with them. He built a big house, had an extra bedroom, and he helped me out. I helped him out a little bit, and he was with the losers. That wasn't into, they'd been around, maybe 20 years at that time.
Okay.
Unofficial.
Okay.
Unofficial.
Right.
And then when I was living there, I bought a Victory motorcycle, which now I have an American-made motorcycle.
Harley, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I had it. You got to have American-made. You can have Victory, Indian, and Harley. Those are
Harley
three majors.
But Harley, all their stuff comes from China, though, don't they?
There
Like
are
all the
parts. There are
parts.
parts from China now.
And then I
Yeah.
want to say, a lot of it's even assembled in Mexico,
Right,
from whatever I was
right.
reading. And I want to say, when it comes to America, they're only really putting a couple of small pieces on it, correct?
The Milwaukee Eights. The motors are American.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
so-
engine's American. Okay.
yeah,
so they
so-
probably the chassis and everything comes assembled in Mexico.
Right.
It comes here to the United States and they
I-
built the engine up or something.
You're speaking above my head on there. I ride it. That's all
I copied
do.
that. All right. I understood.
But so they invited me to prospect once I got that motorcycle, and so while I was a prospect, we worked a deal with the big club that you have to work through, to get your official bottom rocker and everything, and that's
Okay,
coming
yeah.
up on 11 years now.
Okay.
So shortly after that, we got our bottom rocker, we got our 3-piece.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's been about 11 years ago. Interesting, the losers, everybody always asks me, where'd that name come from? Well, 25, 30 years ago, our club president now, him and a bunch of guys were out in the garage working on bikes, drinking beer and everything. I guess he asked his oldest daughter to go get him a beer, and she went and got him a beer and come back and told him, y'all are just a bunch of losers, Dad. And so that's where the name the losers come from.
That's kind of harsh, but yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
name. I mean, at least have a story of how the name came
Everybody
from.
loves it. Everybody loves a loser, man. We get along. We get along with everybody.
Yeah.
I hang out a lot with the Griffins. They
Okay,
run,
yeah.
run the big Ellis County toy run. Really, really good guys. There's a club out in Hillsboro, the Dead Irishmen. They're really good guys too. All club guys are good.
Okay.
We get a bad rap, but do a lot of good for the community.
Yeah.
Here at Railport, those guys the other night, servants, souls, servants. Or
Oh yeah,
whatever.
Servant Souls, and then it was a combat. I think I saw
they
those
got
combat vet.
vets up here.
Yeah.
We're supposedly going to have 100 bikes up here the other night. I don't know how many they had. There was a bunch.
There was a bunch. This place, the whole front was filled, and then across the street, that whole parking lot, it was pretty much
Yeah.
filled. And I want to say where the thrift store is even a little
Yeah.
further down. They had a good bit
yeah.
of bikes over there too.
There's bad apples in every group and everything, but we do a lot of good for the community.
Oh, for sure.
That toy run every year, hundreds of kids get toys. 50 to 100 kids every year get walked in and get a bicycle, pick a bicycle.
Okay.
If anybody's interested, it's the second weekend of every December, and it's out at So-Called Hall in Ennis. Free hot dogs, free beer.
Okay.
They have an auction, and you bring a toy, you get in, you can buy door prizes or door prize tickets or 50-50 tickets. They have an open bar in there. Not an open bar. They have a bar where you can buy your mixed drinks or whatever.
Sure.
Like I said, all the free beer, hot dogs, Cokes, sodas, donuts, cookies, chips, whatever you want.
Heck
all
yeah.
for a good cause.
That's awesome.
Every 2 years, they bump it around. All the money that's gained goes to the old folks' home in either Midlothian, Waxahachie, or Ennis. It
Okay.
goes 2 years at a time.
Okay.
So, and every year it's $25,000 they raise.
That's
you know,
awesome.
in cash.
Yeah.
You know, but the toys are. You come out and see all the toys. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
When they're done giving the toys to everybody, they bag up 10, 15, 50-gallon bags full of toys that
yeah,
weren't even given. They'll get distributed somewhere else.
sure. Yeah, because I mean, we've always Christmas time. We always try to help some family in need,
Right.
just because
Right.
it's no one wants to see their child not have a gift
Do
on
without.
Christmas.
Yeah,
No
do
one
without.
wants to see it do without. Now, am I going to be able to buy everybody a brand new Nintendo Switch? No, I
No,
can't do that. But
no,
man, I can
but
give.
you
Heck,
give them something.
Get a bicycle. Get
Yes,
something.
yeah.
I mean, heck, I mean,
Santa don't skip houses.
no, he don't.
You know what I mean? We gotta
he
figure it
might
out some way.
he might have a Harley
Some
vest
way.
on, but he might,
Hey, maybe come Christmas time this year, this podcast is grown enough. We can do a Christmas special. We can raise a little money or something.
Hey,
you
I
know
would
what mean?
not be opposed to that at all.
That'd be
If
awesome.
I can just help one family need, it'd be awesome. You know what I mean?
That'd be awesome.
Heck yeah,
Get them a turkey. Get them some food. Get
Heck
'em some
yeah.
gifts.
Absolutely.
Get something for mom and dad. Mom and dad might not be able to buy it for the kids, but dad needs some shaving cream or something.
Absolutely.
Mom needs a nightgown, whatever. You know. What
I
I mean?
can't. Heck, I was going through my sock drawer and I was like, man, I should be ready for my next set of socks for
Yeah,
Christmas.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. My buddy always gets underwear. He's always about. Oh well, I know mom's getting me underwear. These are all holy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you can't go out and buy none yourself. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, if you do, you're the bad guy out. So
Yeah.
then you don't know if
Exactly.
you're going to get it.
There
So
you go.
and now if you
Right.
do it, you might double dip, and then you're done for 2 years. And,
There you go. Yeah.
you destroyed the whole supply chain of Christmas socks and underwear.
Exactly.
So, all right, man. So one thing I'll say, all right, pretty wild life.
Yes. Yes.
All right, wild, interesting,
Yes.
and
I'm still here.
still here. Okay. Despite of everything that we talked about, what would you say? This would be almost like a two-parter.
All right.
What is the wildest thing you've had? What was the wildest thing that has happened to Rodney?
Let me think.
'Cause I know it can't be just showing up with a JBL speaker and a microphone.
No. I mean, wild is in good or wild is in bad. I got a wild good one.
If you want to share both, I mean,
Well,
why not?
Wild good was in 1987. It was November 11th. I was on my CB 750 Super Sport.
Okay,
I stopped by to pick my girlfriend up to go to church with me.
right.
And she didn't want to go that morning. She didn't feel good.
Okay,
So I said, okay, that's fine. So I cut up Cooper Street to Park Row, and I'm heading down Park Row, and I get to New York, and I'm there at the red light. I'm the first one,
sure.
and that light turned green. The church is 3 blocks down the road, and I lit it up. I lit it up. I'm doing, I don't know, 45, 50.
Yeah, grabbing some gears.
Car
Yeah.
pulls out of the parking lot there right after New York, and I hit it.
Oh.
I'm barely able to brake. But I'm wearing white Guess jeans. I'm wearing a white sports coat, kind of Miami Vice time,
Yeah, right. Looks
And-
like you're ready to listen to some MTV.
I hit the hood, rolled on the concrete. And I stood up, started motherfucker this, motherfucker, gosh dang, not gosh dang. I was
Right.
and I'm cussing. Well, for some reason, the fire department's across the street in the parking lot over there.
Yeah.
And they come running over, and I look at my jeans, and there's no dirt on me. Michael, the handlebars bent forward. The frame's cracked. The bike is in this car.
Oh my
And
God.
I don't have a scratch, no dirt on me at all.
Yeah.
And so the fire department has to get the bike out of the car and put it there. These people literally lived the first house from the parking lot. This old lady was on oxygen. They went big old people.
Okay. Right.
I'm a big guy now. I'm not poking up fun of nobody.
Right.
But they had went to that parking lot to get donuts. And pulled
Oh.
out. So I get to church, and once I finally woke up, hey, quit cussing, look at you,
Yeah.
you're not hurt. And I go to my preacher, and I tell him, man, I just hit a car like 40, 45, 50 miles an hour.
Right.
There's no dirt on me, I'm not scratched.
Yeah.
And he wasn't amazed at the slightest little bit. And I'm like, it's a great story. And-
That's right.
And then finally he said, what are you trying to tell me, Rodney? Do you not get what just happened? I said, well, yeah, God kept me from getting hurt.
Right.
He said, exactly. He said, where were you on your way to? I said, I was on my way to church. He said, exactly.
Yeah.
He said, now, if you had just left the bar, where would you be?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's probably the wildest thing that ever ever really happened to me. You know, but bad wise, I don't know if this is good for air, but I can tell a story.
Hey, you know it's unfiltered. If you want to share it, have at it, man.
This is the wildest story out here.
All right.
And so that same year, December 10th, my cousin Chris was killed in a truck accident in Missouri.
Okay.
So we all went up to the funeral.
Sure.
So during the funeral, my cousin James and his girlfriend had a little friend with them, smoking hot.
Okay.
Smoking hot. So
Okay.
we all decided to go out that night. So we go out, and we're too young to, well, maybe we weren't too young. Maybe we didn't want to spend the money on a hotel or anything.
Okay.
So we found they were building all these new houses, these big new houses.
Sure.
So we go in one of those houses, and my cousin and his girlfriend go to one room, and me and this other go to another.
These are just houses being built.
Yeah, houses being built.
Okay, so no one's living in them.
No one's living
Okay,
there.
okay, copy that.
One thing leads to another. Me and the other girl don't have no clothes on, and
Sure.
you can imagine what's going on.
Yeah.
And about mid action going on, my cousin starts yelling, "Police, police!" Well, I think he's messing with me or whatever. So I'm finishing what I started, you know. Well,
Oh, didn't raise a quitter.
by this time, I hear the back door slam.
Oh.
So I look up and they're running across the field. I said, and we just finished up. So I said, get dressed. And we're walking through the living room area and we see flashlights walking up the door. Well, you know, in Missouri, all the houses have basements.
Okay.
So we ran down into a basement. I grab a door and put it in the corner. And we huddle behind it.
Okay.
We huddle and hide behind it. And those cops come down there with flashlights. They're looking everywhere and everything. And they walk back up. All I'm thinking is, holy shit, we're going to get caught. My cousin just was killed. We just left his funeral.
Right.
My mom, my stepdad, all my aunts and uncles, my grandma and grandpa. Chris's mom and dad are there.
Right.
And I'm going to get caught in this house. Now, we got our clothes on, but still.
Right.
It don't look good.
It's trespassing.
Right.
Yeah.
So we give it a while. The whole time this girl's like, what are they doing? I'm like, elbow her, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Excuse my language.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, we give it time, and we go out, and we got the back door, and James and his girlfriend is standing up there. He's got a 67 Chevelle.
Okay.
And they're up there, they're laughing their asses off, and we just walk up there. The cops had already gone and everything, but we got away with it.
Yeah.
We got away with it.
Right on.
And
That'd been bad to go in front of the family on that one.
And that's still the big story between me and James today.
That's a story.
Yeah, that is a story. It's the God's honest truth, too. The God's honest truth.
I mean, no, I believe 100%. After I got to know you, I mean, at first, and you tell me some of the stuff, I'm like, man, is this guy full of shit? And I'd be asking, like, that is like, people are like, man, I don't know. I'm like, all right. And I started listening. I'm like, there's no way. Like,
I got a buddy of mine, Randy Bagwell. He's worse. I mean, he'll tell stories, and you're thinking he's embellishing them. And I've had people tell me, this guy's telling so much bullshit. But the problem is he's not. And I tell these people, I said, about 60% of the stories he's telling, I was there.
They're right.
And
I can do it because I was there.
Just the lives we lived. I
Right.
mean, it just happened that way.
That's just nuts.
I'm lucky to be here.
Yeah.
And I thank God every night.
Right.
I mean, I pray every night. I pray for all my Railport family. You're one of them.
Right.
I pray for all my buddies. All my high school friends and stuff.
Sure.
All the guys I ride motorcycles with.
Right.
And it's a good life.
Yeah.
It's a good life.
Heck yeah, man.
I've lived a hell of a one. If I was gone tomorrow, I couldn't complain.
Right.
But I want to make some more.
Well, I mean, you can't leave yet. I mean, you just got the cat Lola.
Yeah, I did.
So
did.
you got her going
Lola's
on.
something. I need to get her a buddy. I need
Right.
to get her a buddy. She's driving me nuts.
Right.
She got locked in the gun safe yesterday. I don't know if I told you.
Oh
that or
no, I
not.
didn't know. Poor King got locked in the gun
Well,
safe, huh?
It's a good thing I wasn't working. I got in there and got my Mega Million ticket out and checked it. I was a loser and everything. Because I'm a loser.
Right.
But I was watching TV and I kept hearing these faint meow, meow. I thought she stuck under the bed. How'd she get stuck under the bed? And I get over there near it and it's to my right. Open the gun safe. She's in there for like 15 minutes, And she's on me like stink on shit like, oh daddy, I was dying in there,
Right.
And then every time I get in the gun safe today, she wants to crawl back in that damn thing. not the slickest, not the smartest animal in the world. But
I mean, she's still a little
a baby.
It is a little
She's a
kid,
baby.
Yeah. Okay. So man, that's that's a heck. So you think about you go from 80s to now.
Yeah.
I mean that's obviously 40 years.
Yeah.
But that's a lot to go through in 40 years.
It is.
I mean,
It is.
that's like most people you see, like, you go to your typical bar or whatever, and it's you don't know who's you're sitting next to,
No.
I
No.
mean, you go to see somebody, you see some guy, say you go see some, your typical, I guess you're going to say your typical Harley rider has the colors on, super tatted up, whatever,
Right, right.
Then you're just like, oh my God, that guy, he probably has, this dude's hardcore, and you're like,
Yeah.
this guy's that's, he's going to talk to me
Yeah.
like, man, this guy's that's actually nothing,
Right.
Then you see a good looking guy like yourself, and you're like, man, this dude's lived. Like, you start listening to some of these stories, you're like,
Right.
holy.
And we
Shit,
didn't even touch on the women along the way.
No, we didn't get there.
Well,
But
hey, that's fine. That's fine. We don't need to do that anyway.
We can assume that the number was plentiful and it was a lot of fun,
There
right?
you go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Some good ones and some bad ones.
Copy that. So, man, so I'll say, after everything that what we've seen here, what would I would say words of advice for anyone that's going to be listening on to this podcast? Like, you've gone through all this, your military, the bears, obviously the dope dealing, the changing your life around, going to, fitting pipe, doing all this stuff now. I mean, obviously the message is, is to keep your nose clean.
Right.
But, what kind of, I guess, Rodney's words of wisdom would you be able to, like, depart with everybody,
That's pretty easy. Not to put a damper on things. You hear about people committing suicide all the time, Michael.
Sure,
You know
sure.
what I mean?
Everybody gets down in their thoughts.
Everybody gets down.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but it's only my opinion and my thought process. That's the most selfish thing in the world you can do.
Yeah.
Now, then there are situations where there's medical issues and stuff like that. I get it.
Right.
But my words of advice is this. Those clouds out there could stay for days and days and days.
Right.
It could be dark outside for days and days and days. But I tell you what, that sun's going to come up again.
Yes.
Sun is going to come out again.
Yes.
And you can do that in your life too. Your darker days might last longer than you want them.
Right.
Create sunshine.
Yeah.
Make your own sunshine.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because, we have rainy days. I mean, this year we had rain.
Oh, for sure.
But when the sun comes out, it's bright.
Right.
It's bright. That's your future.
Yes.
That's what you can do for yourself.
Heck yeah.
Pick yourself up, grab yourself by the back of the neck, quit crying, quit whining, and do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Heck yeah, man.
Just do it.
Yeah. That's damn. I mean, everybody. I mean, I'm gonna say absolutely everyone, but man, there's so many people out there that, obviously they they get lost in their thoughts. Oh my gosh, doom and gloom, and that's it.
Yep.
Is it
Yep.
extremely, you take a step back. Yeah, it is extremely selfish.
It's a forever solution to a short-term problem.
Yes, that is the best way you can put it. And
That's it.
There's people that go and you start thinking about it, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to take my life. It ain't worth living, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But like, man, look at all the people down the line. It's going to hurt.
Yeah. Everybody.
Absolutely. I mean, even the person that...
Your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, your kids.
Yes. Spouse. Everybody. It's
what
gonna...
have you created for them to maybe aspire to do one day themselves?
Right.
Stop it.
Yeah. Fix the problem. Yeah.
Find somebody. And that's the problem is men. As men, we don't reach out and talk to people.
No, we don't.
We carry this shit on our shoulders. Man, get rid of it.
The people... I'm going to say this, like, for males, it almost seems like mental health is a sign of weakness.
Yeah.
And then, like, they're
It's
like,
not.
oh, I had to talk to so-and-so about, whatever. It's like, that's, in society, it's viewed as like, oh, wow, this guy's a pussy. He doesn't, he's not man enough to handle his own problems. You're like, man, there's a lot more problems out there.
Sure there is.
And if you're taking the step for your mental health to go forward, oh my gosh, it's some of the best thing you can make.
I see a mental health guy with the VA 4 times a year, every 3 months.
Yeah.
And it's more of hey, how are you doing, Rodney?
Yeah.
How's everything going?
Right.
You know what I mean? What happened in the last 3 months?
Right.
And he's almost became like like a buddy with a PhD.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's all it is.
You can.
And I'm telling you and everybody that listens to this that yes, I see a psychiatrist 4 times a year.
Yeah.
It's not that big a deal.
No, it's not.
It's not that big a deal.
And people need to realize that, for a male to go to see, a psychiatrist or go see a therapist.
Hell, I do it on video conference on my phone.
Right.
I don't have to go nowhere.
Right. I mean, there's so many platforms. Like, I want to say, you can go to Grow Therapy. You can go to where all this different stuff where.
And there's groups out there that you can reach out to and help.
Yes, if a group works better for you, you're able to do that. But man, see, it's crazy how you go and you see someone like that, and it just, it's hard to take the first step. Like,
sure it is.
Because people are like, oh my gosh, what are my friends are going to think, this, that. Like, your friends want what's best. If you have a true friend, your friend wants what's best for you.
Who's to say you got to tell your friend?
Or even you don't even have to tell them, but like even still, like if you have a true friend,
do all this in your own privacy.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
No one has to know.
But you're right though. If your friends knew you were doing it, they're thinking good for him.
Yeah, they're like,
man, why? What's the change in his life that we see now?
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like man, he's just because seeing a therapist cannot hurt you.
No,
I mean.
They don't even get needles and give you shots.
No, they don't.
You know what I mean?
It's just a guy or
no
lady
pain.
on the other side,
and they're definitely not going to look down on you.
No, they've even the story of Rodney. I'm sure they've even heard something a lot more wild than that.
Sure, yeah, I'm sure, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, Yeah, no, I can't agree any more on that right there.
Right on.
And I mean, and even Robin, she's a therapist.
I know she is.
And my God, it's. In a therapist, I want to say, just like most professions, but 90% of them, they want to help you. They want what's best for you. They want you to come in and they want you to get better.
Right.
And
they want to be the venue or the what do you say, the avenue of correction.
Correct.
And that's it.
Yeah.
They don't wish no ill will on you. They wish goodwill on you.
Exactly. They want, hey, you're coming in it, but no, 100%. I can't agree with you enough. But like
some nuts are harder to crack, but. Give them a chance.
For sure.
Give them a chance.
I mean, it isn't like you have to go there and sit there and cry your eyes out for an hour and a half every single time. Yeah, but man, it feels, like going to see a therapist, get some stuff off your chest, and actually have to say, hey man, okay, let's start using this type of corrective action. Or you're starting to feel this way? Okay, breathe, do this, let's work on it,
Even the character Charlie in 2.5 Men ended up seeing a therapist.
Oh, for sure.
Although it was funny. But
I'm sure he ended up sleeping with the therapist at the end.
No, not that one.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't want to do it, but it showed that, to me, that showed that it could be done.
For sure.
And you know what I mean?
Right.
So.
And I mean, honestly, I think it should be done.
It should be done.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely.
Like work. I mean, there's it's this just like if someone says they work out all the time.
Yeah.
You're investing time in yourself.
Sure.
So why not?
Deal.
The same thing. Instead of doing physical, it's mental.
Why not work on your mind?
Absolutely, man. Heck yeah. And that can, obviously there's, all types of substance abuse that, groups out there. There's also, therapists that specialize in that, and.
It can't do nothing but benefit you.
Yeah. Heck
so,
yeah.
like I said, if there's anybody out there listening to this, take me and Michael's advice and go out and get some help.
Yeah.
Go out and get some help.
Yeah, because I mean, I want to say also many that they think of the word depression and they immediately think of some person with blue hair screaming, "I hate the orange man," yada yada yada.
Exactly.
And could that be true? Yes, that could be true.
Could be.
But that isn't the sign of depression. Like look at oh gosh, the singers that we lost the past couple of years, the Linkin Park, Chester, and then
Chris Cornell. All of them.
I mean, heck, days
had
before
everything they could possibly want in this world.
Everything.
And took their lives. And I bet if they would have talked to somebody, it'd be different.
Yeah, I mean, if
not, it still happened. What did it hurt? What did it hurt?
Didn't hurt. Didn't
hurt trying.
No, didn't hurt at all.
These are guys that have all the money, all the anything they could want to do, all the avenues, money to spend on doctors.
Right.
Yeah, but I guarantee you, there's free people out there that'll help you if you need
Absolutely.
help.
And there's resources that the state provided. There's resources that the county provides. So
absolutely.
I mean, if there is, that absolutely see help if you need it.
Right
yeah,
on.
Absolutely.
Right
man.
on. Get out there and get your help, guys.
Absolutely, man. That is awesome. Well, shoot. Rodney, I think that's about it on this one, man.
It's a good one.
Absolutely, man.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Well, ladies, gentlemen, thanks for listening. And we'll pick it back up next week. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye.